Hey, Igor's here from Stone Jesus, sitting in my him t-shirt. I love him. Here in the mountains, so it feels natural to tell you about I'm the Mountain, how I wrote it and how to play it. I wrote it in the hot summer of 2010, and it all just started with me fooling around in this drop C tuning. When you have these 4 octaves just raining back to you like this massive drone. Well, it doesn't sound massive right now, but you get the gist. And it just started with playing around with some pentatonic stuff, which is kind of very obvious and very fits the position of your hand. So it's really surprising to me that this now legendary riff hasn't been written before. Like, it's really easy to write it. It's just pentatonic stuff. You just go, you know, from up, you go down there. Then, of course, you need to pick up the pace. So I just went higher with the melody. And then I thought, okay, I need something really spicy to finish the phrase off. So I got this, or at least what I thought to be jazzy lick. Yeah, an interesting one. So when you compile it all together, it's really simple. And then you repeat it 3 times, and on the 4th time you need to do something different. This is sort of a lesson that I learned from Lars Ulrich, you know, when they were writing Anti-Sandman, and the riff would be the same all the time, but Lars said, no, let's do something interesting and something different on the 4th repetition of the same riff. So this is exactly what happened with On the Mountain. I thought, like, okay, I need to do something different to sort of underline the ending of the phrase, you know. So I just went with the idea of going higher, because it's the mountain, right? Of going higher and just finishing with the highest possible thing that fits into this 4/4 phrase. Just to underline again the ending of the phrase. And there you have it. It's really easy to play. It's really natural. It's right under your fingers. And again, I'm really surprised that I'll be the first guy to come up with this riff back in the hot summer of 2010. Yeah, this one thing, it came later. It came after playing the song for years and years and feeling the need to play something different on the 2nd repetition, because the 4th repetition you already have. But to make a 2nd repetition stand out and make it a little different, I just thought I'll be doing the same jazzy thing but with a chord. Yeah, now some nasty sounding stuff. So this is how it went, you know. It all started with intro, and you know, like, there are some movies that are shot in different order, and there are some movies that are shot in chronological order of events that are presented in the movie. I'm the Mountain was written like, you know, like the 2nd type of those movies. Like, I wrote the intro, and right there from the intro I wrote the verses, because it all felt so natural, and it was just flowing, you know, from me. And I just came up with this descending kind of stuff, which is, again, not too special, but it really worked well within the context of the first riff that I written. And I'm like, okay, this is gonna be the verse, right? Instead of the chorus, I thought I'll be doing some huge, monstrous riff that would be such a nice, you know, like, contrast to the quiet energy of the verses. And this huge riff that would serve as a wordless chorus to I'm the Mountain, I think it's very much inspired by Ocean Size, now defunct British band, and especially the ending of their song The Charm Offensive. Like this monstrous gargantuan riff that they have there, it's sort of similar to the one that's in I'm the Mountain chorus. And then I did what I do with all the songs that I'm writing. I play it back to myself the way it is now, and I just look at the timing, because it's always interesting to me how long the song would be. And when I play it back to myself, I'm like, wow, okay, it's already like almost 10 minutes and we're still building, right? So we need something to keep on carry on. We need something to, make it rise to another level. So I brought this part that I had lying around for ages, like the 5/4 part, with the variations. And this tribal 5/4 part is actually very much inspired by the band called Fate's Warning. And their 16-minute long song Still Remains, which is my favorite song from them, and one of my favorite songs from all prog metal as a whole. And another big influence on the Mountain was like the way it flows, the way it builds, and the way it just progresses. Another big influence was fellow Polish proggers Riverside and their song Second Life Syndrome. Again, my favorite song from them. And then I checked the time again, and it was like already such a huge song. So I thought, okay, maybe I can build it into this sidelong epic, like the ones they had back in the day, like Genesis, Supper's Ready, or Dream Theater's A Change of Seasons, or like Pink Floyd's Echoes, all this kind of stuff. So I added the acoustic intro and acoustic outro, the so-called Hadley Grange segment. But it happened later, after I came up with the lyrics.
Down the road that leads me to the Hadley Grange, see a figure of your man.
This is an interesting story, actually. I had this obsession with Nirvana when I was like 12 or 13, and I still love the band, and it's one of my essential bands, like Nirvana, Marillion, My Dying Bride, The Cure, Genesis, King Crimson, all this good kind of stuff. And I had this bootleg on a cassette called Sermon on the Mount, and there was this song that was titled I'm the Mountain. Actually, it was the one and only performance of You Know You Are Right, the now famous outtake from the last Kurt Cobain studio session. But back then on this bootleg, it was titled I'm the Mountain, and I was fascinated with this idea that, like you're being the mountain, you being part of the nature, part of the whole thing. And this is obviously the building brick from which the whole story develops. Like, you are the mountain, then of course you are the lake, the sea, the woods, the whatever, and in the end of the day, it all comes down to being as strong as the mountain, being as firm as the mountain, being as well developed and well built as a human being, spiritually and emotionally and physically, and in all senses of this word. Be in the mountain so no storm can harm you. Be in the mountain so you standing strong amongst all the hardships of life. And this is exactly how I felt when I was 23, when I was writing this song, like really lost and really wanting to be the mountain in this world, and to be sure of anything, and to have some sort of hope, and to have some sort of thing that I can cling to. It's gotten only worse since then. Like, in the world that we're living now, we're so uncertain of everything. These are crazy times that we live in, right? And I guess I'm the Mountain helps a lot of people to go through these times. Like every week I get at least 1 or 2 messages about this song from our fans, about how important it is to them, how it helped them to go through some hard shit in their life. So I guess all those 15 million views on YouTube and all those million plays on all the streaming platforms are not in vain. I guess that means that people really love this song and it is important to them and is important to us and to me, and each time we play it live, it's the peak moment of every show. This is my favorite moment. I will never grow tired of playing this song live because this is the greatest moment of every live set, every night. So yeah, there you have it. This is the story of I'm the Mountain. There's a little tutorial of how to play the intro. And see you next time when I'll be talking about another song, this time from the Harvest album.